welcome to another episode of Redneck Repairs, brought to you by Natural Light, smooth, refreshing, cheap redneck beer. Battery charger edition. Catfish is having all kinds of trouble. Well, last week or two, this battery charger has been needing fixed. The power cord that runs through right here was cracking apart, and both wires were exposed down to the copper. And if they would have got twisted when it was plugged in, there'd have been a hell of a mess. Probably would have ruined it. So what I done is it's a little crimp piece there. What it does is it smashes the wire down into a kind of a loop, and it keeps it from sliding in and out is what it does. So I had to take a pair of pliers and smush it together and push it through. Then I just cut the cord where it was bad, cut it off back here where it was good, and ran it through about 6 inches right here. Of course, stripped them down, cut them, got them cut and stripped down, wired the green ground together. Then there was just simply a positive and a negative, and they're both marked. One's a smooth wire and one's got 3 ridges on it. Pretty easy to tell apart, just like most electrical cords. They'll have especially drop cords, they'll have a smooth wire sheathing, and then on the other side they'll have the 3 stripes on them, like raised ridges. So that way you don't get them mixed up. So I simply wired them together, taped them up good so they couldn't touch each other, and then I taped them together to hold them as one. Not only that, on the other end we have the positive clamp and a negative wire. Yep, negative clamp fell off too. So we had to do a dual repair job here. So I've already got the negative clamp, and like I said, it was just take the battery charger apart. I just had to pop out 2 bolts on each side, small screws, and pop this cover off. Nothing hard there. But anyway, we got our little wire thing opened up here. But first thing you want to do is put your black boot for your clamp back on. That's first. And then what we're going to do is basically lay this wire. I'm going to double it over and lay this wire in there and crimp those back over. Boots on, tighten them up a little bit, twist them together, fold them over, make them a little fatter. Stick them in there. Where's my pliers, folks? Alright, got my pliers here. We're going to try to crimp the first 2 small wings on to hold it down, and then we'll crimp the big 2 on the back to give us some good contact. Okay, it's going to be a bitch. Everything's a bitch. Let's clamp the back ones to hold it first. Get them bent over here so I can get some traction on them. These will probably break off, these little tabs, no my luck. They'll have to go out. I got a new set of these out in the garage if need be. Catfish usually keeps stuff like that around. It's always handy to have spare parts. Wish I'd had a spare wife laying around, but didn't get to that point yet. Okay. Get this crimped on here, and I'll show you what we got going. Crimp her down good and tight. Alright. There we go. Crimped over the front wings and the back wings, got them good and tight. Then we'll slide our boots back on. Apparently that boot slid off in my hand, so piss on it. We'll just black tape that. I'm tired of taking shit apart. Okay, now what we're going to do, and if you're going to attempt a test like this, I suggest you keep your fingers out of it. I'm going to plug her in. Don't want to touch none of the terminals here. We're just going to plug her in and see if we get the normal hum out of it that we used to, and not a big explosion. Put it on 2 amps. Alright. So what's probably going on here is this wire came off of this terminal here, this switch. I'm guessing I had it on the wrong plug. There we go. She's a sparking. That means she's a working, folks. She's a working. So we got the battery charger fixed. Now I just got to put the cover back on. What happened was when I pulled these wires apart, that's why I didn't want to touch nothing. This one here with the big white piece of plastic over it came off, and I didn't see where it come off of, and I had it plugged into the far left end over here, and that obviously wasn't it. It went in the middle. But anyway, she's a humming, she's a sparking, so we got her fixed. Another episode of Redneck Repairs. I know sometimes it's a little spooky, but a lot of stuff is common sense. If you watch what you're doing, just fix it. I knew that was going to be an easy fix. Just simply splicing the wire back together. About like the coffee maker. If you've seen my Redneck coffee repair, she still works, folks.